Sir, tuloy po sa...
Session will resume this afternoon, di ba?
Opo.
So if elected again as the chairperson of the Blue Ribbon Committee, then I already talked to the Senate President to request Senator Sherwin Gatchalian to vacate Friday, November 14, to give way to the resumption of the hearing of the Blue Ribbon Committee.
So may initial na pong commitment si Senator Win na ibibigay yung...
Hindi, ngayon mag-uusap kami ni Senate President kung ano yung feedback. Pero all systems go. No? Unless mayroong pressing matter si Senator Sherwin na gusto niyang... Kasi I believe na-move yung kanyang sponsorship ng committee report, speech ng committee report on Wednesday, tomorrow, instead of Thursday. So I just hope mayroong puwang talaga sa Friday para mabakante yung araw para sa hearing ng Blue Ribbon. I think pagbibigyan naman siguro niya si Senate President.
So yung binanggit po ninyo na very important witness, sir?
Yeah, it's still a go as we speak now, at this very moment.
So, may commitment po ba si dating Speaker Romualdez na atin?
Wala, but after the election this afternoon, we'll back down to work, and then kasama doon yung pagpapadala ng invitation through the office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Siya, plus yung 17 congressmen mentioned by the Diskaya Couple, including Congressman Eric Yap. Yan yung imbitahan namin through the Speaker.
So yung very important...
Yeah, darating siya.
Okay, nabigyan ng
As of now, as of now.
May affidavit na siya na isa.
Meron siyang affidavit, draft affidavit.
Sir, what about Saldico?
Si Saldico, we're extending our invitation kung po pwede siyang mag-participate via Zoom. Of course, kung nasa abroad siya, as we all know, most probably he's abroad. So hindi magiging valid yung kanyang testimony unless nando siya sa premises ng embassy, Philippine Embassy, doon sa lugar ng kinaroroonan niya. If not, pwede naman siya mag-testify, and then pwedeng after the testimony, pwede niya ipa-affirm yung nilalaman ng kanyang salaysay, yung kanyang testimony sa isang consul kung saan sa man naroroon.
So may ganung arrangement na with him?
Yun ang gagawin namin, yun ang plano namin. Kung hindi siya makapunta sa embassy physically, para doon siya mag-testify, para maging valid yung kanyang testimony, even after testifying, pwedeng i-affirm through a consul na yung kanyang tinestify, maybe halimbawa Friday, tapos pumunta siya ng embassy or consulate ng Saturday, pwede niyang i-affirm doon na lahat ng tinestify niya truthful, at saka yung wala siya idadagdag, walang babawasan doon sa kanyang tinestify.
Ibig sabihin, sir, meron kayong communication with
Wala,
Saldico?
wala.
So paano po yung arrangement?
Doon sa kanyang address. So pagka mayroong feedback, so paparating namin na actually doon sa letter of invitation, indicate namin yon. No, kung hindi siya pwedeng physically maka-attend, papayagan namin via Zoom because we already did this in the past, doon sa mga formally hearings, di ba? So yun ang aming plano. Aming intention.
Sir, sabi mo iba, crucial daw yung magiging hearing on Friday doon sa mangyayari na...
Yeah, after Friday, kasi I heard from DOJ Ombudsman, mag-start na sila ng preliminary investigation. Now, once they have concluded their preliminary investigations, necessarily, they're going to file information in court. No? So pag na-file information sa court, Sandigan Bayan man, or courts, RTC, so baka mag-set in yung sub judice rule. So medyo pigil yung magiging hearings. And I believe kung ganun na mangyayari, kung ganun na magiging setting, then probably we will wrap up yung Blue Ribbon hearings to give way to the court trials on the matter. Kung doon papunta. But for as long as our preliminary investigations are ongoing, we can still conduct hearings. Kasi wala pa naman sub judice.
So yung kung lalabas na witness on Friday, sa kanya madadagdagan po ba yung pwedeng kasuhan? Napapatibay po ba yung kaso laban dun sa mga nabanggit na?
Correct, that is correct. Kung hindi magbabago yung kanyang draft affidavit na ibinagay sa amin.
Surprising po ba yung naman ng kanya affidavit, sir?
Medyo. Anyway, yan, many days away, 3 days away, tayo na lang natin.
Sir, any advice to Senator Bato considering na may info na meron na daw arrest warrant against him?
Yeah, unang-una, hindi naman confirm na merong warrant of arrest issued. I was calling him, I believe 3 days ago, just to give some moral support, being a former colleague or comrade in arms sa PNP. Pero he was not picking up. And the following morning, I noticed na meron siyang missed call sa akin. So I hope we can talk just to give him some advice. Hindi para magtago, hindi para how to go about facing criminal charges because sa kanya is something novel. Kasi yung ibang mga kaso ng senador, including myself, dito lang, local courts. But this time around, this is more challenging for him kasi international criminal court.
So anong i-advise niyo sa kanya, sir? In case magkausap kayo today?
Well, marami sanang how to go about yung pagharap niya. Kasi I think he knows it naman eh. Kasi galing naman sa PNP. But yung my own personal experience or experiences, gusto ko ibahagi sa kanya. Para lang not for anything but within the bounds of the law and rules ng International Criminal Court.
So hindi niyo siya papayuhan kung paano
I don't know,
hindi
kung
mahuli?
papasok siya, I'd like to talk to him.
So hindi niyo papayuhan kung paano hindi mahuli?
Paano magtago?
Hindi pa naman siya naka-decide kung magtatago eh. Kung mag-decide siya magtago, di tuturuan ko siya kung paano magtago. Hindi, joke lang. Anyway, that's on the law enforcement authorities to look for him. It's his choice. Ang problema niya, kasi in my case, kasi local courts, applicable yung Tulyao versus Miranda. And in essence, sinasabi doon, even if the respondent is not under the jurisdiction, legal jurisdiction of the courts, pwede pa rin mag-file ng mga pleadings. In his case, it won't apply. So hindi under, so yung kanyang warrant of arrest will stay. Probably pwede ma-archive, but nandun yon. In my case, while I was on the lam, nakapag-file ako ng mga pleadings which led to the dismissal of the case that I was facing at the time.
Pero so hindi nila pwedeng i-apply yung ginawa doon sa kay dating Pangulong Duterte.
I don't know, that's for the executive department to contend with.
Pero pwede ba niyang gamitin sanctuary yung Senate para makaiwas sa aresto?
Limited kasi yung constitution is very clear on the matter. First, kung less than 6 years yung penalty, may immunity from arrest when Congress is in session. Yun ang mga limitations. Kaya kung hindi in session ng Congress, hindi maabil yung immunity from arrest. And yun nga, 6 years or less. But we in the majority, support the pronouncement of the Senate President na as long as he is in the Senate premises, at least malang yung courtesy na wag gawin dito yung arrest. Well, if it comes to that, then we will have to tackle it. And probably, kanya pa rin call yun eh. But he can stay in the Senate premises forever. Kasi something has to give way then. And yung Constitution, being the fundamental law of the land, will prevail. Kasi very clear naman doon eh, na hindi lahat ng offenses, alleged offenses, hindi lahat ng crimes, covered ng immunity from arrest.